These 5 life-changing books turned me from broke, struggling, introverted, binge-drinking entrepreneur into someone who is peaceful, successful, in love, and living the life of my dreams, and I can't wait to share them with you. Let's start with my Bible. This book was the most life-shifting book I have ever read, and it's called The Art of Living. And it is a translation of Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher's main lessons in life. Now, it's written by this woman named Sharran Srivatsaa. I've tried to track her down and thank her for this book so many times because it gave me these words: control what you can, cope with what you can't control, and concentrate on what counts. Those are from Epictetus, and Epictetus might be my Jesus, all right? So when I found those words, control what you can, I realized I can't control the actions of others. I can't get mad about it. Cope with what you can't control. We all have to have coping strategies. When you're sitting in traffic, you can't control the cars in front of you and you want to yell, but no, you must cope. And then concentrate on what counts. Listen, if you're working so hard for your family and you spend no time with them, are you really concentrating on what counts? When you're at the dinner table with them and on your phone, are you really concentrating on what counts? I'll be honest with you. The other month, I started taking this stupid thing to the gym. My workouts became twice as long and ineffective. And I slapped myself in the face and I realized I got to concentrate on what counts. So I leave my phone in my bag now. I go and do a great workout. So remember those words. Control what you can, cope with what you can't control, concentrate on what counts, and read this 1 page a day. It shows up exactly when you need it. The Art of Living by Sharran Srivatsaa. If I could force everybody to read one book, if I was king for the day, I would say everyone must read this book, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. When I read this book the first time, there were 2 things that really stood out to me. One, that man or woman, humans, can withstand far more physical discomfort than we think we can. I mean, Viktor Frankl spent 4 years in a concentration camp during World War II, and he survived, obviously. And he went on to write an article, or not an article, but books, did many speeches about how the people with purpose were the ones who were able to endure the toughest challenges. And he says when you have a why, you can withstand any how. What that means is that if your purpose is so great, you can withstand physical punishment. But also, it just shows you what man can endure, women can endure mentally. And so when we're having a bad day, I always remember my worst day would be the best day times 100 for him during those 4 years here. And here's a little known fact about Viktor Frankl, is he didn't have to go to that concentration camp. This is crazy. His parents were stuck back either in Poland or one of the countries that were occupied by Germany. And Viktor Frankl could have went to Switzerland. He was an academic. He had an opportunity to be free, but he went home. He knew what was waiting for him, and he still went home. That is a powerful message, powerful book. I want to force that book on you. Please read it. It will change your life. Next one, let's flip it up. Let's be a little more optimistic, cheerful. And I'll tell you, men, this one's the 5 love languages for men. And I've only counseled men on this, but get this book. You might think, 5 love languages, so cheesy. I guarantee this book has saved probably hundreds of thousands of relationships, including dozens of my friends and coaching clients. I've told them to read this book. I've told them to implement the book. I told them, hey, listen, you've read the book and you've done the test, but you haven't implemented it. Just go find out what your partner's love language is and implement it. And sure enough, a couple weeks later, they're like, Craig, thank you for that advice. So with the 5 love languages, we all have, I'm going to try and remember them. There's words of affirmation, there's acts of service, there's gifts, there's quality time, and one more. And we all have one love language that we respond to the most. Now, here's the thing is, the one you respond to the most doesn't necessarily mean it's the one that your partner responds to the most. And so if you love words of affirmation and all you do is give words of affirmation to your partner, but your partner truly values acts of service, like you cleaning the garage and you making dinner, then there'll always be like a little bit of disappointment. So you have to know what they want, then give them what they want, and man, it will solve so many problems in your life. Next one, oh man, this is like a classic. PsychoCybernetics. PsychoCybernetics was written by a plastic surgeon back in the 50s or 60s. And he found that no matter how much he changed somebody's face, he had to change their mind, their mindset. You know, if they thought they had a big nose and they came in and he made it better, they would still think, I'm not perfect. And so he just created this amazing book about how to improve your self-image. And I read it years ago, and I recommend it to everybody. And everybody I recommend it to feels so much better. They boost their confidence, and they rely on the skill sets that Dr. Maxwell Maltz shares in here. Now, if you can, get the version with the foreword by Dan Kennedy. That's the one I got originally, and it really helped. Now, this next one, this is political but not political. And the book is called How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World. It's by Harry Brown, who was the 2000 libertarian candidate for US president. So libertarians are kind of like, hey, listen, leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. We should leave everybody else alone. Everybody should be left alone in their life. And as long as you keep all your promises and you don't hurt anyone, that's all we need. And I really connect with that. This book is on personal liberty. It's about helping you, it's not a politics book. It's about helping you remove yourself from toxic relationships. Understand that you can't change certain things, and so you learn to cope with them and concentrate on what counts. And this is a great book. I read it over 15 years ago. I reread it again last year in the craziness. And this is a handbook for personal liberty. Now, do I agree with all of his suggestions in there? Even to me, some of them seem a little crazy. But if you feel different, and if you feel like you're not one of the crowd, and if you want and you value independent thinking, How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World will really be like setting you free. It'll unshackle you from the chains of expectations of society that allow you to live without stress and more success. And then finally, as I mentioned at the start of this video, I was a socially anxious, introverted, binge drinking, broke personal trainer for a long time. And I didn't want to be that. I knew I was capable of so much more. So I put it all together, my story of transformation and how I overcame anxiety attacks that led me to the emergency room twice in this book, Unstoppable. It'll help you create the life vision. It'll help you build a 90-day plan for success in business and in life. It'll also give you the physical and mental tools for dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, so that you never end up like me, going to the emergency room twice at the age of 30, thinking I was having a heart attack. I wrote this book because it changed my life, because it is my life and it changed, and I want this book to help you out. So each one of these books is a classic. Each one of these books is filled with gold nuggets that is going to set you free so that you have more success and less stress. I want to give you a free copy of this book. If you go to beunstoppablebook.com, you can get a free copy of this, or you can just send me a message on Instagram and I'll give you the link to download the audiobook and the ebook. The audiobook is some of my best work and I don't want you to miss it, all right? So make sure that you get Unstoppable so that you set your vision, create your life of your dreams, and live it. All right, my friend, so drop a comment down below. Let me know your favorite mindset book that changed your life. And then, if you're interested in getting my coaching to overcome the anxiety in your life, the entrepreneurial anxiety that stops you from growing your business, then just click the link in the description and we'll see you on the other side.